And that's your cast of Blittle League. And also, it's Banana Day for Zlobs. It's Banana Day.
Banana Day for all who celebrate.
Yeah, we don't know what Banana Day is because I just made it up. It's Banana Day. So expect Zlobs to be banana focused today.
I can't wait to find out what that means.
It means Banana Day, baby. That means it's time for episode 97.
All right.
Good luck.
Yeah, let's get to it. Oh, one last thing. Chat, I need the name of a very dangerous gang, and I need to know what their racket is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's time strong with a gang.
Certain strong.
Zlobs, Darby, Mindy, Morgan. You're all heading to school early, carpooling in the math wagon to help set up your respective tables for the all high school club open house. As the newest members of your respective clubs, it's all your responsibility to get everything squared away. So some of the more senior members, they're going to show right up in the cafeteria at lunchtime and, and work the tables and convince the undecided students to join. But you're all there nice and early to start to start the process of actually setting up and unfolding the tables and putting on tablecloths and prepping any of the stuff that all of you have planned with your various groups over the past few days to really make an impression on the student base.
I hand out a banana to everyone.
Yeah, so you're in the math wagon. The entire trunk is full of bananas. So actually, that's a very good segue here. You're not at school yet, but at some point we're going to make a roll, and that roll for each of you is going to determine. Actually, you know what? Let's just get right to it now. Let me tell you what's going to happen this session.
I feel like we should also just add quickly for the podcast listeners that Joey just held up a handful of bananas. I don't know where he.
It's Banana Day. It's Banana Day. It's Banana Day.
So you're all heading to school. Your characters know what you are going to do at the all high school club open house.
Mm-hmm.
You, the players, are going to figure that out sometime in the next 15-20 minutes. So at the time, each of your clubs is going to make a presentation to the school, and it's going to be a vibes check. Our first vibes check.
First vibes check of the season.
And the vibes check is going to impact who you actually get into your club. But all of you, if you have a good idea, will be able to add a modifier to that vibes check. So Zlobs' idea is handing out bananas to him.
No. Handing out bananas was beforehand. I handing out to the infield.
Oh,
for breakfast.
Yeah. In the
so
car, handing bananas out.
Yeah, so everybody needs potassium.
That's a lot of bananas. Yeah,
that's a ton of bananas, hundreds if not thousands. But yeah, so you are now all swimming in potassium and feeling generally good and thinking through what needs doing when you get to school.
Yeah, once a month, Zlobs wears his banana shirt and he hands bananas out to us on the way to school. I've been tracking what day he does this on. As far as I can tell, it's completely random. I made a graph.
Yeah, there's got to be a pattern here. Nope.
I've tried to predict Banana Day. It can't be done.
Mindy, when you wake up, it's Banana Day.
How do you know?
Feel it. You feel it. You feel it in your soul.
Every time Zlobs hands me a banana, I hold on to it for about 10 minutes, and then I say, "Oh, Zlobs, I almost forgot. It's Banana Day. Here's your banana," and then I give it back.
Thank you. And then I exchange a banana with Morgan, giving her a different banana.
Yeah. Zlobs, your banana counting is never good because it always seems like you're giving out more bananas than you brought, but you can't figure out the why of it. But it's Banana Day. It's one of the magical elements of it.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how many bananas. It doesn't matter who gets bananas. It's about bananas. I keep track.
Yeah, Mr. Mathers, who is driving the math wagon, does Mr. Mathers get a banana?
Of course. In a hot dog bun.
In a hot dog bun, yeah. Which he has a squirt bottle of Nutella, and the second you hand it to him, he just tops it, sprinkles it with dried strawberries, and
He's amazing.
And he's the best. He eats it as he drives.
Great dad.
And yeah, and in between bites. So I haven't actually asked any of you yet. How is high school?
I think I really like it.
All right.
Yeah. There comes a moment, I think, between every person who goes to high school who is enamored with many, many feelings. Dust kicks up. Sometimes it's overwhelming, but then, of course, we take a stand in that moment and decide what our experiences will be, good or bad. It's up to us what we make of this experience. And I say, I'm standing up and I'm celebrating it. Mr. Mathers.
I stand up. Out.
That's Mr. Mather. Like, you could see Morgan, because you're sitting in the back, and you could see like his eyes in the rear view mirror, like looking at you, and he was very clearly preparing to give some kind of speech on, well, you know, even if you don't love high school right away, it's okay. It takes a while for everyone to find what they're good at. Like, he was really prepping his speech. And then you gave yours, and he thought to himself, no, I'm all set. Like, you could see the look of purpose leave his eyes. It's like, oh, well, I'm just going to focus on driving then. But he kind of gives you this knowing nod at the end. Very well said, Morgan. That's wonderful. I see all of you are bringing props and literature today. I assume this is more than just schoolwork.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Darby has a gigantic box on her lap that's just full of every book and comic book she could find in her house, many of which are very dusty because they're from the attic, but she's taking like all of them to school.
Well, whatever it is on the agenda today, I wish all of you the best of luck. And with that, he hits the brakes. Apparently there's there's like a slowdown in traffic, and a bunch of cars are turning off, and you approach an intersection, and oh goodness, no wonder everyone's turning. There's a car that is smashed into a tree.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. One
get
of
out.
you. Yeah, you get out. Morgan, give me a 2d6 plus sharp.
That's over. Let's see, 11.
All right. Yeah, let's just get right to it then. So you know who this person is. You know the person that is in a car accident because A, you recognize the car, and B, you recognize the bumper sticker on it. It's a Somerville High School bumper sticker. And you know the car because it's a classic car, and one person drives that car in Somerville High School. Old, beautiful, like beige car, squared off from the 80s. That is the car of Senior Detective Maxwell Horn.
Oh.
Dad, hang on a second. We got to check this out.
Sure. Yeah, I'm pulling over. I pulls over into like a municipal parking lot. You all get out.
Thanks.
Yes,
I grab my first aid kit and my hall monitors pack out of my backpack.
You do. And you all rush over. And yeah, sure enough, the teenager standing there, or getting out of the car rather, is Detective Maxwell Horn. Very, very well put together. Doesn't appear hurt, though when he turns around you see there's blood trickling down his forehead. And then he looks up at all of you. Morgan, he knows you, the three of you, and he looks. Morgan and Assorted. Chums, I would recommend you get clear. I suspect I'm about to be ambushed.
What? Oh, defensive perimeter.
Ambushed?
Go. Defensive perimeter. Defensive perimeter.
No, defensive perimeter. No. Rest assured, I do not want to risk the lives of freshmen. Please get to safety.
Risk our
Maxwell,
lives.
I'm a
there's
hall
cones being
monitor.
set up.
Please let me help.
How? Wow, Horn.
Wow.
I understand your propensity to not want to risk our lives, but we must insist, for we are Blittle League.
Well, technically, we're not Blittle League anymore.
Well, you're alums. That's the important thing.
Tell us everything you know.
One of you needs to make a charm roll, or else he's going to be very insistent you get out of harm's way.
Well, he knows Morgan.
Yeah, he knows Morgan.
Oh,
Probably
boy.
makes sense.
But Morgan did just roll something.
Yeah.
I feel pretty offended by the idea that we might be hurt, and so I think I'll go for it.
Got it.
Yeah, no one else.
I'm offended, so I'll try and charm him.
Uh-oh. He's really good, really bad.
That would be Snake Eyes, and I have a -2 on charm.
Flat zero.
You rolled a 0. That's what happens when you try to charm while offended.
How do you do this?
Wow.
Well,
Okay. So yeah, like all of you begin essentially shouting that you're going to help at once. But like, and maybe it's something about the fact that like Darby, like you're clearly like getting your flaming sword ready, and like the armor plates are starting to shimmer into position on you. And Maxwell Horn kind of raises his hand. He's wearing cufflinks. I must insist, some of my classmates are on the way, and I think they are best equipped to handle this. These are adults I'm about to deal with. I'll say nothing more of it, and then he points at the horizon.
No,
you want to go to the horizon? I'll take you to the horizon.
No, I need to stay right here. If someone
Darcy.
Okay,
Start trying to run toward him to pick him up.
Maxwell, we will stand down. But can I at least take a look at your head? It looks like you might have an injury.
Mathers.
What?
Matters.
His head is bleeding.
2d6
Okay.
Charm?
Charm.
For an injury?
to allow a freshman to endanger herself at all.
Okay. 3.
That's pretty good.
Way better than what Darby rolled.
Rest assured, I'm completely fine. The best thing for you to do is get to school. Education at this phase, especially the first couple of weeks as freshmen, is crucially important. Mm-hmm. If you'll excuse me, he pulls out a giant brick of a cell phone, and kind of hard clicks numbers. His cell phone actually has buttons on it. Yes. No, the group that can't be named has struck. They've cut my brake lines. You have to get here as soon as you can, or else I cannot help you in science class because I will be dead. All right, off you go.
Dead?
Dead? Okay.
Dead.
Okay.
All right. Well.
Okay, and you're sure you don't want a Band-Aid even?
If you're so concerned about us,
Darby,
maybe you should at least tell us what we should be looking out for, because maybe they'll be trying to come for us
Zlobs is
too.
dragging Darby away back towards the car.
All right.
Taking her feet into the ground.
Darby, why don't you give me a read a bad situation roll, -1.
-1.
Because you're being pulled away. You're now here long enough and not in any kind of defensive position because he refused your help. And let's just see where this goes.
We're doing so poorly.
It's a 12.
Oh!
-1 +1. Real up and down kind of day for Darby and Darcy.
Here's here's something I rarely mention to the audience. Now, I always say when I talk 97 times, maybe 100 times with the extra episode, the bonus episodes and stuff, I always talk about the fact that 10 or higher is the best possible outcome. I was at 10 or higher, 7 to 9, difficult choice, 6 or less, something bad happens. It's actually not entirely true. In Monster of the Week, 12s are usually a super success of some kind. And so normally when we get a 12, that is that I usually do something a little extra, even though like there are some things where you get a 12, great things happen. But even if that's not in the rules, I usually give a little something extra. So here's what I'm going to do. You're going to ask 3 questions from the Read a Bad Situation list. And then, based on the outcomes, you're going to narrate what happens next. Ooh. So ask 3 questions from Read a Bad Situation.
Okay. Feeling still kind of amped up. So what's the most vulnerable to me?
The most vulnerable to you is this car. You look at what it is, and it becomes clear to you, maybe because of detective novels you've been reading of late, but someone cut the brakes on this car. And on top of that, you're pretty sure that the gas tank has been tampered with. So essentially, Detective Maxwell Horn's been driving a bomb. So the most vulnerable thing is the car. If someone attacked it with any kind of force, something would explode and cause damage or death.
Oof. Okay. Are there dangers we haven't noticed?
Absolutely. You overheard the detective on the phone to his unnamed compatriots that he was concerned about those that cannot be named, which is, best you can tell, the name of a local gang. And all of it kind of clicks into your head because you recently read something in the paper that, just write that down, that a local high school student recently foiled some kind of gang plot. So you might have interrupted their revenge.
Oh, okay.
So you're pretty sure that there are at least a few members of a gang called Those That Cannot Be Named somewhere nearby, likely observing this situation.
Okay. And then how can I best protect people?
Get them away from the car, because you're pretty sure it's going to explode soon. Either because of the damage it already took, or because someone from the gang is going to finish the job.
Okay. Maxwell, I'm sorry, I have to do this. Zlobs, let me go. That car is about to blow.
What?
If anything hits it, we need to get out of the way.
Okay. Because you rolled a 0 before, Maxwell is not going to listen to you. So whatever it is you do will be done against his his express wishes. That said, you get to narrate what happens. So tell me what happens.
I take a banana from Zlobs' pocket.
Yes.
And I throw it so it goes just past Maxwell's head. And it distracts him. And while he turns, confused about the sudden banana in his perimeter, I run at him and I pick him up as I take off into the air to lift him up. And I scream at everyone else to get out of the way. And then yell at Zlobs to take care of the car. And I just hold on to Maxwell until I swoop down on top of the math wagon and start banging on the side of it to Mr. Mathers saying, "Go, go, go, get us out of here."
What?
Yeah, no, all right. Sure. So who is in the math wagon? Darby, you and Detective Maxwell Horn?
Yeah, we're on top of it currently.
Got it.
I'm
You're on
sort of
top of
working
it.
under the assumption everyone else will get in as we go.
We're going to find out. So, yeah, you take off. This is entirely unacceptable to Senior and Detective Maxwell Horn. Wait, no, stop! What about my car?
Your car's
so
gotten her already, bucko.
So you're taking off. Zlobs, Mindy, and Morgan. Zlobs, you were told to take care of the car. What does that mean?
I kick it.
Zlobs!
Okay. You kick it.
I don't
Give me a 2d6 plus cool. This is act under pressure.
11.
All right. So you kick it. Now, this is a car that's about to explode. So
I don't know that.
yeah. So what do you want to happen?
Oh, I want an explosion.
Yeah. All right.
On banana day.
Zlobs, take care of the car. Yeah, no problem. Kick. Boom.
He's blown backwards. There's a bananas flying in every direction.
Yeah. Yeah, it smells like bananas,
boy.
Foster. Zlobs, you go flying through the air. You take 1 harm. 2 harm. I assume you're not wearing your 1 harm.
I'm always wearing armor.
You're always wearing armor. So you take 1 harm. You fly backwards. Mindy and Morgan, you're like, oh, we should probably go to oh my god, that car just exploded. So, do you want to sprint to the math wagon before it takes off, or do you want to see what's going on here?
I run over to Zlobs.
Yep, Zlobs is 20 feet away, lightly charred.
I check Zlobs for injuries.
Oh,
I'm not-
yeah, he's hurt. Morgan?
Oh,
I'm not concerned. He's been through this before. This is normal Zlobs.
I'm concerned every time.
Yeah, Mathers never gets used to it. I'm gonna look for the perimeters, or I'm gonna see if there's anybody around.
Got it. Okay, so Mindy, you are taking care of Zlobs. Darby, you are getting the hunted man out of harm's way. That car has already taken off, so you are extracting the target. So yeah, Morgan, why don't you give me 2d6 to read a bad situation? 2d6 plus sharp.
All right. That is a 10.
All right. You can ask 3 questions from the read a bad situation list.
All right. Okay. What's the biggest threat?
Okay, you see someone on the roof of a nearby dry cleaners watching this with binoculars, and there's someone next to them with a sniper's rifle.
Ooh, how can I best protect people?
Well, probably yeah, okay. I'll get there's backup coming because Detective Maxwell Horn called in backup, and sure enough, there's another car approaching. That car is going to come into the path of fire of the sniper on the roof. The best way to protect people would be to stop that car.
Okay, I'll stop that car. And finally, what's the best way out?
Best way out would be essentially down a nearby alley and onto another street.
Okay. Great. So the car that's coming, that's about to be sniped, I'm going to try and create an illusion that makes it seem like it needs to go down that alley.
Nice.
A sign.
I love it. That's going to be use magic. I'm going to say 2d6 plus weird, and tell me what you get.
All right, it's +2. That is a 6.
So you kind of run up onto the street. You see the sniper. You see the binocular person. The binocular person's pointing to the sniper and pointing at the incoming car. And you really quick kind of throw up a stop sign. Let's cut to inside the car. A large pile of rocks wearing a Somerville High School t-shirt points straight ahead at the sign. Magic. Drive through it. Don't worry about it. The driver of the car spits a toothpick out of his mouth and says, "Buckle up." And he looks and he's like, "I know you can't." And then he's, dramatic upshift and flies through the stop sign, colliding with you, Morgan. You kind of dive out of the way. You take one harm on the fall. What immediately follows are a pair of shots from the sniper. One of them, it's a fairly powerful sniper's rifle. One of them blows out the back tire of the car, big tire blowout. The other one blasts a baseball-sized hole in the ground in front of the car.
Morgan, are you injured?
Yeah, a little. It's
Do you
fine.
need a first aid kit?
No, Mathers. We got danger.
Okay. I drop Zlobs' head back down again.
Ow.
Why were you? Sorry. Hold on. I pick Zlobs' head back up. Why were you doing magic?
There is a car coming, and there are snipers on that roof, and they're trying to take out the car. I think it might be reinforcements for detective.
What? The car's the reinforcements?
The car
And there's a sniper on the roof.
Yeah, and it's trying to take out the reinforcements.
What kind of magic were you doing?
At this moment, a couple of different things happen. One, you hear the kind of loud echoing crack of a sniper's rifle being fired, followed a sliver of a moment later by the strange cracking thud of rock shattering. Zlobs and Mindy, you look up because you're suddenly in shadow. There is a vaguely humanoid pile of rocks wearing a Somerville High School t-shirt standing directly in front of you, holding up a big arm that now has a giant crack in it. Oh, that would have killed one of you.
Thank you. I put my pen light away. Zlobs, I'll check you for concussion later.
Yeah, I definitely
Freshman.
Yeah, freshman.
Senior.
Huh.
Huh.
Oh, this is interesting.
Is it? Are you okay? You just had your arm broken.
You know what? It's probably fine.
Sir, do you need me to take out that sniper?
It's ma'am, and yes, I wouldn't mind.
Ma'am, would you like me to take out that sniper?
By all means, though I think Arno's on it already. That's a weird name. You only know of one Arno in Somerville, and he's something like royalty. Arno the player, regarded along with Neela Nightmare as the two best Blittle Leaguers of the last 10 years. Played for the Cambridge Carnations before his mother started working for the MBTA, at which time he became a Transit Trillium. He stopped playing and did not join the traveling team, much to the chagrin of everyone. This is when you were all not yet Blittle Leaguers. Yeah, he's held in rarefied air. He's the closest thing to a local celebrity in his age group. He's called the player because his most defining characteristic is not magic or strength or something like that. He's just, honest to goodness, the best pure Blaseball player that has been through Blittle League in the last decade. right there with Neela Nightmare. He is currently climbing up a drain pipe.
Okay.
What great fundamentals.
Truth. The giant rock creature looks at you. My name's Slam. Nice to meet you. What team were you on?
Hi, Slam. We were on the Sunflowers and also the traveling team.
Wow, good for you. Quincy Quall, myself. And a chunk of Slam's head blows off.
Is that hurting you? Is this a are you keep
it's not great, but I could deal with this a lot better than you two can. You're made of flesh. I suggest finding cover and mounting some kind of offense.
Oh, okay.
I'll figure this out. Zlobs. Yeah, you've got to carry me. I close my eyes and go into a state of concentration.
Cool. Yes. What would you like to do?
I would like to psychically torment the sniper.
That is incredibly fair.
I think it's fair in this situation.
Is this a new move?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. 2d6 plus weird for psychic torment.
Do you want me to tell you the plan first, or do you want to see what I roll first and then?
Tell me the plan first.
My plan is to convince the sniper that they have a really important appointment in New York.
Fair enough.
Upstate.
Upstate.
And they're already late.
Oh my, they're already late. 2d6 plus weird.
Okay. I think that's a good plan. Okay. 7.
Okay. This is something that actually is not on your sheet yet.
No, I actually don't know what the consequences are for not succeeding on this. When I asked you last time, you said you'll find out. So I guess here we are.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
On a 7 to 9, there are a couple of consequences that I can choose from, but I'm going to choose this one. It's not going to happen right now, but this sniper is going to be tormented by dreams of you.
Okay, that's not so bad.
Yes. So he doesn't know it right now, but he's going to start having nightmares about a 14-year-old psychic rummaging around in his brain.
I think Mindy would actually kind of like that.
Yeah, I'm sure that will work out. But we're gonna find out how later.
Cut to episode 125.
So up on the roof, the lookout is kind of calling. That rock monster is kind of blocking them. See if you can take a shot at that person that looks like they're covered in electricity. You got. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's my niece's birthday. And he just takes off and runs off the roof.
That should work.
The other, the lookout kind of grabs the sniper's rifle and kind of starts fumbling with it, which gives you all a moment. All right, one of the two threats is now off the table. What is the what's next? There's another one that he's about to take a shot at you.
Okay. Dagnabbit, my illusion didn't work that time, but it surely will this time.
Mm-hmm. Cool. What do you want it to do?
I want him to see like an army of people, like just a crowd of people heading towards him.
Got it. I'm gonna say that this is actually a manipulate someone roll using weird. So roll 2d6 plus weird and tell me what you get.
6.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Tough day for rolls. Big horror day.
Big horror
So
day.
you kind of look up at this guy on the roof and just like hand gestures, and you start kind of conjuring an army out of nothing. And that's just a target. So this guy kind of swings the sniper's rifle around, and just as he's about to shoot at you, he gets full punched in the face by Arno the player. The consequence is you get winged by a bullet instead of hit center mass. So you take one more harm. And now Arno the player is wrestling an adult on the roof of this building. What you know of Arno the player is that though he is a generational talent on the Blaseball field, he's also just a dude. So you don't know how this is going to work out for him. He's like, you know, you all saw him in the high school on the first day, and it was like seeing a celebrity, and you were immediately like, I thought he'd be taller, but no, just a guy. And he immediately gets like socked in the stomach. So there's now an active fracas on the roof. Zlobs, you haven't gone yet. Is there anything you want to do?
Yeah, sticky grenade.
Sticky grenade.
Yeah, I don't want to walk up very chill and just like them tussling, just go, what?
Yep. So they're on the roof of like a 1-story, dry cleaners. So you kind of like walk up to it, and you could kind of pop a grenade up there. So this is definitely going to be a kick some butt roll. So give me 2d6 plus tough.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that went up. Thank goodness it did. 8.
8. Okay. All right. So you are going to do your damage to the target, and the target is going to do damage to either you or Arno the player. Give me odds or evens, Zlobs.
Oh, evens.
Evens. Okay. Roll a d10. If it's evens, you get shot. Odds, Arno gets shot.
A d10. Hold on.
Yeah.
Wow.
d6. Sorry.
No,
It's
no,
the
I'm rolling.
D10s
I said d10. Roll a d10.
Classic rule.
Our
The
first
classic
D10 roll.
D10 roll. Hold on. No,
It's been a couple of weeks.
Hold
My brain,
on.
it's
I'll
not
be right
there.
back.
Wait. So he had 5 bananas lying around, but no D10.
Oh boy.
Okay, yeah, the classic. Hold on. Let me.
What is
Oh, I missed it. Hold on.
what is happening right
Hold
now?
on.
Oh, he's got the big dice.
The
That's
big
what he
D10?
said.
How big is that D10?
Apparently, it's very big. Okay.
The
So
size of a
Oh
grapefruit.
no, my camera.
Zlobs.
The chaos.
Okay, I rolled a 5.
okay. So you kind of do the casual sticky grenade toss. Great big concussive explosion on the roof. And 2 things come flying off. One, an unconscious guy with a sniper's rifle, and 2, a badly bruised Arno the player. And yeah, you all kind of look around, surveil the scene. Apparently, it was just those 2 that were the insurance plan to take out Maxwell Horn.
Does
And-
Arno need first aid?
Arno is very badly hurt.
I will
So-
begin my first aid on Arno the player.
Okay. This is going to be. Give me a 2d6 plus sharp. He's actually in physical danger right now. So
Well, good thing I am so sharp. Well, it's an 8.
all
I
right.
rolled kind of
So-
poorly, but I am quite sharp.
Yes. I'm going to give you 2 options here.
Mhm.
He's not going to die, but you can either patch him up such that he's essentially healthy again, like not just this is going from you being there means he's not going to die, but it's really, you're going to either A, save him from immediately going to the hospital, or B, getting a +1 to your to the hall monitor's recruitment role later on. Because arguably one of the most popular kids in school is like, Mindy Mathers, the hall monitor, saved my life.
I really feel like I should get both.
And on a full success, you would have.
That's so close. So close and yet so far. I will I will fix up Arno. I will really do good by Arno. I know that he'll have my back in the future. Yes. And even if he didn't, that's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to save a life and
absolutely
use my first aid kit the way that my junior EMT training has taught me to.
Mm-hmm.
That is why I'm doing this.
Exactly.
So I fix up Arno very good and well, regardless of any future favors.
Exactly. So, yeah, sure enough, you're able to figure out what exactly happened to Arno. Thankfully, no broken bones. There's, cold compresses where they need to be, and butterfly bandages where they need to be, and smelling salts. And Arno's kind of like laying there while this is happening. The Arno's friend, Slam Seismic, you learn that her name is kind of running a perimeter with Morgan and Zlobs to make sure that the threat has been eliminated. So you and Arno have a moment. Oh, thanks for that. Been a while since I've been blown up by a grenade.
Of course. How long has it been?
Last season of Blittle League. My last one. Took a couple years off before I started playing on the high school team.
It's a popular option for getting blown up by grenades, I hear.
I suppose it depends on the company you keep. What team were you with?
Sunflowers.
All right. We had such a rivalry with them.
Really?
Before your time, did it still continue?
Maybe a little. I don't know. It's hard for the Sunflowers to feel like we have a rivalry with anyone.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Everyone always liked the Sunflowers.
Well, even when we weren't the best players, I guess we always tried to play fair and friendly.
Fair and friendly. I like that. Nice sash, hall monitor?
I am. Yeah. Brand new.
Wow. Brand new. Oh, today's the day. I'm holding you up.
No, that's okay. We'll have plenty of time to set up. This was important. Well, I think. I don't know why this happened, but helping is important.
Well, I know why it happened.
Why?
Oh, Maxwell Horn shook the hornet's nest.
Shook the hornet's nest.
Me, him, Slam, Lisa Lemon Wedge. You would know Lisa Lemon Wedge.
I love Lisa Lemon Wedge. We're great friends. We're wonderful pals.
Well, end of last year at the school, we started getting a sense that there was some contraband coming in. Magical artifacts, artifacts mostly, trinkets, stuff to increase your intellect, no answers to tests, things like that. Real kind of high test breaking stuff. And well, it was my opinion that cheaters should just get caught and let that be the end of it. But Maxwell Horn very earnestly said, no, we should figure out the people that are actually bringing these things into the school. And he spent the summer doing what he does best, is detective work. And it turns out that the local gang, among their other illegal activities, was smuggling international artifacts and international magical trinkets. And some of them were making their way into the school.
So he tried to cut it off at the source.
And for that, it looks like he got a bounty on his head. Where the heck is he, anyway? Cut to the top of the math wagon. Darby, you are like holding him in place. Mr. Mathers is driving like a bat out of heck because whenever, this has happened many times over the years, whenever an angel lands on the roof of his car and says drive, Mr. Mathers drives. And so, he gets a few blocks away. He ends up, like parking in an alley so that you two can get off the roof. And the whole time, Maxwell Horn is kind of like yelling and screaming, "Unhand me! And my chums are there right now, probably being torn to death. Heaven knows, I think I heard my car explode.
My friends will take care of it."
Well, my friends are older than your friends.
Okay, well, we need to have a conversation then.
Fine, I think we do, but let's do that. And Mr. Mathers is like, no one's doing anything. You both seem hungry. And a pair of hot dogs, make their way up to the roof in those like little hot dog sleeves that you get at ballparks with the crinkled edges.
Yeah.
And Maxwell Horn thinks for a second. Well, if you have as much faith in your friends as I do in mine, then they're probably holding out just fine.
They definitely are. I thought I was going to have to convince you of that.
He takes a hot dog. You were interested in my well-being.
I was. Of course I was.
Why?
Well, because you're a future friend, potentially, and because it seemed like there were people unfairly trying to harm you. And that is what we do. We protect people and everyone who we can from harm. And just because we're freshmen doesn't mean that we're not capable of rescuing people or helping them, or we're capable of a lot, even if sometimes we're still trying to kind of figure ourselves out, okay? And it was actually really, it made me feel really bad when you kind of talked down to us. And I just needed to say that. And I'm sorry that I took you. I'm sorry that I did something that you did not agree to, but I felt it was necessary, and I hope that you can forgive me for that. And I promise to not do it again unless I have to.
He ponders for a moment. I was a little hasty in refusing your help. For that, I apologize. I was just so used to being alone, working cases alone. I was on my own for a while.
Why? Was that on purpose?
You don't know how because it's the morning, but a very film noirish shadow somehow cast across his face. He pulls out a stick of bubble gum from a company you've never heard of and chews it. There's a seedy underbelly to things. It's an underbelly that most people don't want to look right at. They're scared of it. In Blittle League, we saw magical terrors. But there's something a little more human about what I've seen. Greed, callousness. Sometimes I just feel like I need to be a darn gumshoe dealing with the problems of the little people. Because little problems are just as big as big ones. And one of those little problems got me thrown into a cell overseas for a year. He blows a well-timed bubble that pops. Got back, decided to finish out my senior year. Met some friends over the summer. Friends I haven't seen since I was a Blue Leaguer. We're not so different, you and I. I think you have a light in your eyes that I may have lost. Thank you for rescuing me.
You're welcome. And thank you for sharing. I'm glad that you're not so alone anymore. Because everyone deserves to have friends. Particularly when you have to go on missions and rescue people against their will.
I'll drink to that. He pulls out a flask. It's got apple juice that he takes a thoughtful pull of and tucks it back into a pocket.
I've seen you at the squeeze before.
That's right. My drink's the number 12. Yours?
Yeah. Oh, I get the number 10.
I just can't do it with the ginger. It reminds me of what I ate in jail.
I'm sorry.
He shakes it off.
I like the way it makes my mouth kind of tingle. Tastes dangerous.
Taste for danger.
Mm-hmm.
What club are you with?
The Literary Guild.
Best kind of danger is the kind you could write down in a book, because then you bring everyone else into your world of danger too.
Yeah.
Stares into the middle distance for a moment. Best get to school. It's club recruiting day.
We can climb in the back.
And sure enough, you do. And all of you do indeed make it to school.
Is Slam gonna drive us to school? Or I guess was Arno driving?
Arno was driving. Slam lifts up the back of the car, and Arno puts the donut on because the rear tire was wrecked, and then Slam drops the car down. So yeah, you're all carpooling with Arno and Slam.
Does Slam need first aid? Slam got hit by
6 plus sharp.
Okay. I like Slam. Okay, 14.
Okay. So I'll give you the whole story. That's a heck of a roll.
Thanks.
Slam used to be bigger. Like, as you're examining Slam, you realize that Slam is just a sentient pile of rocks. How Slam got that way, how Slam came into being, you don't know. But you realize that the rocks have apparently been rearranged over time. Like, there was a rock that was definitely one of Slam's feet at some point, based on like the wear pattern, that's now in Slam's back. The scary thing you realize is that whenever Slam gets hurt and rocks get destroyed or broken apart, they can't be put back together.
Oh.
So Slam just has to rearrange an increasingly small amount of rocks. The good news is you've got some Bondo, and you make sure that the cracks in the rocks don't get any worse. But
perfect.
Yeah,
Well, that should do you for now, Sam.
Very kind of you.
Of course, yeah. Thank you for getting in the way of that sniper's shot. That was amazing. I haven't seen somebody take a shot like that since like a long time ago. That was amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you're both softer than I am.
That's true.
Boy, this takes me back. And the two of them reminisce about Slam and Arno reminisce about something that happened in Blittle League some years ago. The specifics are not as important as the feeling. The two of them talk the way that the infield talks. The shorthand, the joking, the ribbing, the if only you did this, I wouldn't have gotten that harpoon stuck in that part of me. And there's a laughter, and you all introduce yourselves to each other. And sure enough, you all meet outside of school. And Arno, Slam, and Maxwell Horn all kind of shake each other's hands and look at all of you. Thank you all again. And Maxwell Horn looks at all of you. Had a very good conversation with your chum there in the car. You all seem to be a good group.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're pretty cool.
Best of luck recruiting today.
Thanks.
I'm in the market for a new club myself.
Oh.
Slam smiles. Me too. Arno, the player, cracks his knuckles. Yeah, I think this year I'm going to make a change. What about you, Eagle? A relatively short teenager wearing like a big oversized shirt with a maple leaf on it and a big backpack looks and says, yeah, I'm in the market too. 1 year in the States, got to make it count, you know? That's Eagle Patience, a Canadian exchange student.
A voice stalker? In Boston territory?
Oh, yeah. There have been rumors about, actually, Morgan, you would know this more than anyone. Give me 2d6 plus, 2d6 plus, actually, I would let you add to it. Definitely charm, but on top of that, you've got, the fictitious government society. Yeah, I'm going to make you use it here. So plus charm plus 1.
That would be a 12.
Okay. So there have been a lot of rumors in this first week about Eagle Patience, the Canadian exchange student. She's in town for 1 year, her senior year. And the amount of in this world we inhabit, the amount of interaction between the United States and Canada is dramatically less than the amount of interaction between the US and Canada in, say, not this world. Reason being, unlike, say, any other world, outside of the major cities is wild. And so international travel is a bit more dangerous. So a lot of what's going on in Canada is kind of the stuff of rumors. But the fact that Eagle Patience is hanging out with 3 very well-respected upper-class people is a testament to her general goodness. Best you could tell, sifting through all the rumors, Morgan, is that there is no such thing as Blaseball in Canada. What they have instead is something called curing, in which you slide salted fish across a frozen lake. And yeah, Eagle Patience, despite her non-imposing overall stature, has the hard look in her eyes of someone that has seen horror. And all of them kind of, shake hands with each other. Eagle turns on her phone and realizes she missed a bunch of calls from Arno the player and apologizes. And yeah, they all look at the four of you. See you at lunch, freshmen. Thanks again. This epilogue, we're going to talk about what's going to happen next session.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Next session is going to be recruiting week. All of your clubs are going to get recruits. But you're all going to have to roll a vibes check. And the vibes check will allow each of your groups to, if it's successful, recruit 1 of 5, let's call them VIPs.
Ooh. Oh, I get tingles.
Those 5 are generational Blittle League talent Arno the player, Canadian exchange student Eagle Patience, giant rock monster Slam Seismic, Detective Maxwell Horn, or Susie Chet. We'll end it right there.
Excuse me, Detective Horn? Detective Horn? Detective Horn.
What is it, chum?
I was talking to Darby, and she was saying that you had a really cool story that you were telling her about.
The year was last year. Have you ever seen the same 4 walls day in, day out? Have you ever lost hope such that you don't even keep track of the days? Lord knows I have. The kind of place where you can ponder everything you've done wrong, lament the few things you've done right. What a time to be alive. Ooh, is that an umpiring pamphlet? I'm going to give this a read.